Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I did film a video before this, but I yapped too much and I was like, why am I gonna post a 12-minute video of me yapping? Okay, so I'm gonna explain the intraday on what happened, right? So I'm gonna show you 5-minute context to begin with. So 5-minute, you should have realized that we were in a controlled selling with this blue, right? So that's the first hint, right? Then we wait for the break of blue. So you just have to know that we found support right here, right? So I'm gonna show you that in the 1 minute, right? So we have this purple, aka blue, in my 5-minute. They are switched, okay? Right, so this was a perfect entry right here, right? Then you know we have to close this cup right here. We have this tapering white, right? Then this handle algo right here, blue, right? So the perfect trade would have been to take it off this handle right here and then just like manage your trade, right? We're tapering off pink, right? We're bouncing off of blue, right? So it was just a like that's the perfect entry because you notice this white, right? So this white has been resistance, right? So I always preach entering at the trade when there's good risk to reward, right? So for example, you could have entered this trade as well right here, right? Good risk to reward. Also this blue right here, which was the break of blue in the 5-minute. So around right here, right? 1105, 1105. Yep, you see that, right? So then this was the exact entry right here, right? Take it off the break of blue, right? And then we were brought up by this strong green algo, okay? So you manage your trade within that green algo. You'd be chilling. Then again, the white algo is still there the whole day, right? And then this is what I mean by a microstructure entry, right? So we have this, we have that, right? And then we have this, we have that, and then a right shoulder. And you can notice the right shoulder, this little green candle, right? And then we broke below, and then this was a pretty good scalp entry. But however, you cannot short this fully, right, till we close some sort of inverse cup around this level, right? But we had no continuation off that, right? So we were still in this purple, right? You have to notice that. And then this was a very good break, and this was my trade of the day, right? This cup is a pretty good trade also, like this cup AM session, right? But I like this trade so much better because it was a 1 point something move, right? It was such a good entry, right? Like you had this red candle, like this microstructure, right? And then give us like a almost 1.5 point move, right? Then you also again manage your trade along the white algo right here, right? You could have taken a scalp right here, right? Then you have to notice we're in a blue algo, right? However, this one I didn't enter because I just didn't get a good microstructure, right? Then you just have to call it a day around here because there is no continuation structure. You can see we're clearly tapering. We're clearly having some. So basically, the market is waiting for news, which is gonna happen. So that's why you see this, like it's like the market doesn't want to get basically break out, right? It's still within the support, still within this resistance, right? So whenever you see this, you just have to call it a day because there is no continuation structure, and you're just gonna be wasting your time, and you're gonna try to take entries, right? And you're just gonna get chopped out. For example, right? You might get chopped out right here. You think that's a good break? It's not. Wait for the continue, especially if you like, for example, right? If you close this type of inverse cup, right? Always wait for another inverse cup to close, okay? Because at the end of the day, this is bearish structure, right? You do not go long in a bearish structure unless it's like a good scalp with no resistance, right? Right? So always wait for that bullish structure like this pink, right? If we did guard the liquidity from pink, that would have been great, and that would have been the trade to take, right? Same thing with this trade right here, right? At like this 10, right? After we completed this cup right here, why would you short this? You should not short this at all, right? because we are in a bullish structure. If you're an experienced scalper, maybe sure, but still, like when you're scalping these, like most times you get chopped out somehow. The market does this thing, right? Especially with support. If there's support, clear support, right? There wasn't here, but like if there's a clear like pink underneath here, right, you're just gonna get chopped out, right? But yeah, guys, today, honestly, today's days like these, I call I would not trade, because first of all, you're just trading within this range, right? You're trading within this range, and it's not, it's not say it's not worth it, but it's not fun to trade in these ranges, right? So days like these, especially when there's so much news coming out this week, you just have to wait for some type of bigger structure. For example, right, this inverse cup closing, handle, right, right, some sort of good structure, right? Or we complete this cup right here, right, have a purple algo right here, right. But yeah, I want to show you also in the 5-minute context, right? So you have to notice that we were in this blue, right? Then we broke out of blue right here, right? Then we had another blue right here, we broke out of that, and then this was the third blue, right? But yeah, so if you just looked at the 5-minute today and the 1-minute, you would have had really good entries, right? But again, I'm gonna show you in the 30-minute what to look out for, right? So you want to wait for a cup close right here, inverse cup close, right? 5-day as some sort of resistance, right? The cup can close honestly right here as well on the right. It's wherever the market wants to grab the liquidity from, right? And then we're gonna have some sort of white algo, right? And you want to take the white algo in the sense of, I'm gonna show you. So if we do close right here, right, you want to take it at the you want to take it at the break of green right here as well, right? You don't want to take it when there's like so much liquidity, because or you just don't want to take it when it's like between this range right here, because there's still support at the bottom right here. So you want to wait for the break of green, and you want to make sure you take out the break of white as well, right? So right there, right? So take it there, and then we're gonna close this inverse cup right here, right? So ultimately the goal is to wait for the inverse cup to close at 529 to give us a better confirmation of a bearish trend, right? Because at still moment we're still in this pink, right? So we are still in the sense of bullish, right? So you cannot short this like fully without some type of bearish confirmation, right? So if we are headed up, right, we're gonna close a cup right here, right, have another pink. So and then make highs at this white, right? This white, we still have this white tapering up top, right? So you have to watch out for that and trade with that. But yeah, guys, when you notice this type of range, right, I would honestly call it a day, right? Like, because it's not fun, and it's just gonna chop you out, right? And it's just not fun waiting, or like, it's just not fun to trade, especially like, for example, like, would you rather trade this 1.5 point chop, or this 1.5 point chop that 1.5 point move that happened in 5 minutes, right? Which one would you trade, right? I'm picking this one, okay? It's just much more fun, it's quick, and you're just not having to manage a position when you enter here, for example, right? So my bread and butter is waiting for these big confirmation structures, right? And yeah, so yeah, that's all it is. Just be patient, wait for the better structures, follow with the 5-minute, right? Sometimes when the 5-minute and 1-minute work together, it's like bread and butter, okay? Because the 5-minute is really helps you to get like a scoped out view of like previous days as well, and like identifying the algos, right? Like, how beautiful is this trade, right? Then this trade was beautiful as well. We bounced off white right here, right? And then again, right? But yeah, guys, just manage your risks, know when to trade. Personally, I wouldn't have traded today if I didn't want to, right? You could call days like these off and just wait for the better days. But yeah, alright guys, have a good rest of the day and see you guys tomorrow.